Hey guys, Jace from Canine State of Mind. So every day I see several comments or questions about dog behavior, or this and that, and numerous times in these feeds, a trainer somewhere suggests crate training their dog for the issues that they're having. Because that's one of the first questions I ask is, does he have a crate? Does he get comfortable in a crate? And they're just like, no way, it's impossible. Our dog hates the crate, hates it. It's terrible. They can't stand it. They won't go in, right? So here's the problem with that. It's gonna be the same situation like with the rolled up towels, the bonkers, right? If you handed me a rolled up towel, told me it was to be used as a tool for correcting behavior or whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't look at it as something to hit somebody with. I would look at it as something that is an easy, soft thing to use as a distraction, right? So here's the problem with the crate people. If you view that crate as punishment, so when I see a dog, when I go over to an owner's house to help them or whatever, I don't know much about the dogs and I purposely like it that way, but I will look and if they have a crate, I kind of feel like, okay, cool. That's like a huge thing. Like the dog, every dog needs a crate, a safe place. It doesn't have to be a crate, so to speak, but we've gotten this idea now that we look at these little bars around the dog and we think, oh, they must be so miserable. Right after you get done hearing me talk, I'm going to show you a video of all 4 random different dogs I'm staying with right now. All will go into a little crate every once in a while to get away from everybody. They feel great about it. They love it. I don't even have to close the door, ever. So the idea that your dog has a certain feeling about something so strong that you can't fix it that is a human problem, not a dog problem. Of course there are dogs that have been screwed up and have associated responses to a crate, because look at where all these rescue dogs are coming from. All the impressionable weeks and months of their life, they're in a box somewhere or behind in a garage somewhere. God only knows, right? So they may have developed some trauma over being contained, but there's containment like that, and then there's a safe place to go where they trust the people around them and this is their spot, you know? It's so important to a dog's well-being. Dogs are pack animals, den animals. They like it, they want it. No dog doesn't like the crate. If they don't like the crate, it's not that they don't like it, it's that they have a negative associated response to the crate. That can always be changed. So if when you look at a crate or a dog in a crate and you see this punitive thing, this punishment, this pity, sorrow, and oh, it's so sad, if that's your first response, then the problem is stemming from that. Because I know how that feels. I have a puppy right now and I feel much better than I did a couple weeks ago, but I don't like to hear her scream in a crate either. But the thing is it's important. It's really important. So just like I don't see a weapon when I see a rolled up towel used in dog training, I mean, you can use anything as a weapon if you want, but I look at things how I can use it usefully to help a dog feel better about the world that they perceive, right? So until you start looking at crates like a safe, healthy, happy thing, and then fixing the problem that the dog has with it rather than cutting it to the side and never thinking about it again, and then you go and you ask trainers questions and everyone's going to ask you, well, is he crate trained? Is he any decent trainer, any good trainer, anyone who cares about the dog is going to ask you how they do in a crate, and if they're ever left in a crate, have they been crate trained, do they have negative responses to it? Because if they do, that's going to be the main thing we need to work on first. And the first part of that is you not viewing the crate as a prison cell, because it's not. Our human perception screws up dogs all the time. Like, it's got to be more about feeling, energy. That's how they communicate, body language. Like, it is not always what it seems because of whatever you've made up about it in your head, because of what you've seen. Do I think humans should be kept in crates? Of course not. But dogs are animals, and they're animals that were created, embedded in their DNA to connect with humans. This is part of their natural instinct to be able to have a safe place alone by themselves. You need your dog to be a little bit independent, because you get to the point where you have any, like if I threw this dog for 2 hours, if I threw this ball for like 2 hours with Marley here, she's gonna definitely just develop an unhealthy attachment to this ball or this frisbee or this process. She's been begging me all day to do it. So it's our job to maintain and balance that out, you know, so everybody stays mentally healthy. That's our job. So we can't just place our emotions and feelings onto the dog, because I guarantee you're wrong if you think your dog feels something. If you think your dog's jealous, it's not jealous. There's no such thing as a jealous dog. Their brain doesn't think like that. You know, dogs feel pain. Dogs are discontent sometimes. Dogs are happy sometimes. But they don't have these complicated thought processes where it's like, oh, there was this one time I was in a crate. Like, it's much more simpler than that. It stems from a feeling that was given to them, a fear feeling or something that is based around this thing, or remember being in that thing. Same as, I don't like to ride in the car very much because I was in a terrible car accident, 8, 9, 10 years ago. And I still feel that anxiety, right? I think about it every time when I feel it. And I think, gosh, you know, I really got to take a step back and make sure I'm not placing that stuff on my dog for things that she may not like or that I don't think she likes. So it's an important thing to think about. But any questions, let me know. But like I said, everybody's talking about crates today, so I thought I would say where I'm coming from. But crates are important. If you can, you gotta crate train your dog. It's gonna make them so much happier. And yes, you have to, not 8, 9, 10 hours at a time. 8's probably max I'd go, but I'd definitely give them a break in between them. But plenty of dogs can live like that as long as they're getting what they need when they're outside of the crate. But when you start leaving your dog with too much freedom, that makes them nervous. They don't like that. You may think that they like being out in the open. It's not true. They don't want freedom when they aren't comfortable with the environment. So we have to give them a place where they can always be comfortable. Make it a positive thing for them. Make it a safe thing. When they don't feel right about the situation, they can go put themselves in the crate, in a little den, and take a nap and kind of decompress and feel better. You know, just like I'll have to go off on my own and be in my room sometimes when I'm anxious or whatever. Like it's the way the world works, right? But they're not humans, they're dogs. Crates are important. Thanks.